Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the Jets and the reigning Super Bowl champs under the lights on Monday night.
First opened way back in 1924, but renovated in 2002. There's a look inside venerable Soldier Field in Chicago. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and we finally made it, partner, through the winter, through the spring, now into the summer, and football finally back.
And during that time off, we all cherish our vacation time. But admit it, you're the same as me. When you were working out, when you were doing things, you thought about football, didn't you? And you couldn't wait to be back up here again.
Here's Cairo Santos now, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Soldier Field. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
There have been very few quarterbacks in the NFL who have been as consistent throughout their career as Aaron Rodgers. He's been good for so long, and we've seen no decline in his skills. His accuracy and arm strength continue to elevate the talent around him, and his in-game mistakes, few and far between.
And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
Paul on a give up the middle. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Foreseeing completion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback on the expected passing situation.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall to about the 48-yard line.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Hall again on second down. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll run with Hall. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. Now we've got a stoppage for an injured player, and that appears to be Garrett Wilson, who is shaken up on the play. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Here's Hall again. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Jet first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
That one goes for 24 yards.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught one of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Looking to cash in on this opening drive. Here's 3rd and goal. Rodgers now to throw. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Donovan Peoples-Jones there to make the grab. And the Jets put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year in the NFL now.
If you ask coaches at any level to design their ideal leader of a team, I think they're going to check every box with this guy. He's got the poise to handle responsibility. He stays calm under any kind of pressure, and he brings out the best of his teammates each and every week.
Got an open man. It's Scott.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Extra bulk up front for 2nd and inches. 3 tight ends. They'll run this with Homer. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd down and 9. Play action. Now Williams. A little short pass. This is Everett. So no gain on the play. And 3rd and 8 now. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch. And most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And they'll play keep away from the returner, as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. Here's Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating the defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. That's sacked by Tremaine Edmonds. Blitz came there from the inside, and there just wasn't much resistance.
No, not at all. That means that defensively, they timed it up perfectly and matched up perfectly. They drew all the blockers to the other guys, left a free runner back to the quarterback, and you know what a free runner turns into?
What?
A free hitter.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and it'll be a short field for the Bears as they take over 1st and 10. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4. 2nd down from the 41. Here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. DJ Moore, 41 yards. And the Bears are an extra point away from evening this one up. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Now the Jet offense about to take over as they head out onto the field. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. So the call there, roughing the passer.
Well, preseason's time for working out the kinks, but sometimes you've got some defenders who are too eager to impress, trying to make this team. And that time we saw one take a shot at the quarterback way too late.
Down to about the 37.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. On the draw, it's Hall. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 40 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hall. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. Straight ahead is Hall. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
And a screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
The Jets with the football here to start the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with 4th down and 1. Zerline's kick is up and through, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They run with a fourth-round pick, Roschon Johnson. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Throwing now, Bajan. This one incomplete. Almost picked off by the rookie, but he couldn't quite look it in. And now it's 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Jets will take over. They begin the drive on the ground with Allen. And not much doing there. Maybe a yard up to the 23.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
They keep it on the ground. Allen again. And he can muster only a couple here to the 24.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Jerome Baker coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th. But found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Bears take over. The Chicago offense set to get started. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, that's an excellent way to get the pass rush activated. The first sack of the game for them comes on the first play of the drive, and it makes it very tough for the opponent to pick up a 1st down now, playing behind the sticks.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Here's Bajan. A little short pass. This is Everett. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. That's complete to the rookie from UCLA. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a carry for Allen. Takes it to about the 37.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. They stay on the ground with Allen. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Here's Allen. He showed off the athletic juke, but it didn't buy him a whole lot of real estate. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Here's O'Connell looking to throw it. And that is incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced a punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 4 on the 1st down play. So the first play in the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Bajan.
Throw left side complete. That's Ross. So the completion good for 7 there. And they're going to have a 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now Bajan to throw.
Eluding the pressure right. Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a 1st down.
Well, he and his offense were staring down what was likely a 3 and out. Zero fear from his side, though. Never doubt for a second they pick up the first. He's ready to pull the trigger on a keeper the moment it revealed itself.
Play action. Now Bajan.
Jones has it.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. Well, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. Now, we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd down and 7. That's caught out wide by Cooks.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson.
And he will have the Bears' 1st down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
Again, it's Johnson. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action.
He gets this to Jones over the middle.
And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 36.
To throw is Bajan.
A little short pass. This is Everett. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
Throwing here, Bajan.
Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll bring up a 2nd down in just a couple.
Back to throw, Bajan.
Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
On is Santos for the Bears field goal.
It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder.
Santos' kick is up and through.
And that will knot us up at 10. So they've put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half as they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining. Here's O'Connell.
He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bears sack.
Jerome Baker, that is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. Back to you guys in just a minute as we've started the countdown to opening night. Remember, the preseason has shrunk from 4 games down to 3. So just 2 more weeks of preseason action follow this, and then we get it all started on the first Thursday after Labor Day. In our game, at the very least, you can't say it's not competitive. All tied up at halftime. And for the call of the second half, we get you back out to Brandon Gaud. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter.
It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the first half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now, hotly contested in the third quarter. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Off the play fake, it's Bajan.
He finds Ross, right side, it's complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that'll make it second down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 34-yard line. That third down conversion good for 23.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll give up the middle to Johnson. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. They go to Johnson again. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
Can we just take that run and turn it into a kind of a clip and save? Because that tells you everything you need to know about this drive. They've been moving the ball awfully well.
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Bears have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
And they can't bring him down.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. New York ready to go again offensively. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
So that play, I mean, it was pretty well blown up from the start, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, when you're running the option like that as a quarterback, you have so many different keys and reads to make that sometimes as you're making them, you're not protecting the ball the way you should, and it gets popped free.
And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. This offense, thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially to skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down a little bit. Let them catch their breath.
57 yards rushing for him now to this point.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry. And they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. They'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Tyson Bagent. A 3-yard run as he kept it himself. And the Bears go up by 2 touchdowns. And maybe the defense caught a little by surprise there that he took off and got in?
Yeah, I would think so, because if you're analyzing it from that side of the ball, you're thinking running back, fullback. It takes you a while before you get to the quarterback.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead now up to 14. 5 plays there on that drive, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The offense for the Jets ready to take over. Right now, they're in a bit of a tough spot here, CD. You're trailing by double digits. Remember the last time out, they fumbled. They're going to have to play some clean football here on this possession.
And all the talk on their sideline has been about taking care of the football, making sure that they're handling the ball correctly. So you know they'll be squeezing the rock pretty tight here. They just have to be careful not to go so hard in doing that they actually cause themselves other problems. Take care of the ball, but still try and play free and natural.
And this is incomplete.
Just nowhere to go with the football. He was forced to put that one into Lake Michigan. I think his receivers have to do a better job of working free because he didn't have anywhere to go at all on that play.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw here, O'Connell. He finds his man, complete. That's Oliver. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Here now, 2nd and 4. Now Allen dances by him. And they got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Now it's O'Connell. That is caught. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Throwing, O'Connell. He gets it left side to Johnson. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They call it a loss of a yard there. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Bears offense out there set and ready to go. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll be 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to kick it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff. Now O'Connell to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete.
in need of only about the length of the football here on second down.
They'll run with Allen.
And he'll have a Jets first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now at Soldier Field. It's Jet football, but they trail here as we start the fourth quarter.
Back to throw, O'Connell.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
Now a 2nd and 2. From the shotgun, O'Connell.
Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Move the chains, a gain of 7 on third down. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time.
And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle.
And O'Connell now to throw.
Under pressure, they got him again.
DeMarcus Walker, he's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here, back-to-back sacks.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now fourth down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
2nd and 5. Throwing now, Bajan.
And his throw here is going to be incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what did you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. And now out come the Jets.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
They start the drive with a give to Allen. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down. And you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down.
That one taken in by Corley.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores. And they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together?
Now O'Connell. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. 2nd and 10. Here's O'Connell looking to throw it.
He finds his man, complete. It's Oliver. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 40. Up the middle they go. It's Allen. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Oliver.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. Looking to throw. O'Connell. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum.
Got a man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there. 27 yards.
And the Jets have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And partner, except for those on the West Coast where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Zerline connects on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Chicago offense set to get started. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Bajan.
Man open, here's Jones. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A good pickup there at 22.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Johnson running right. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
A loss of 1, now a loss of 2, and they're staring at a 3rd and 13.
And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. They'll check this down to Johnson.
And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. And New York set to take the field.
Well, the defense got its job done, forcing the punt. Now the formula pretty simple. They need to find the end zone here. A field goal doesn't help them much.
Throwing to start the drive. O'Connell. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he gets up near the 25 to about the 24 before going out of bounds.
I got the sense that the defense created a little momentum for him there, didn't they?
Did their job, forced the punt. Now, nice start to the drive. Offense has to do their part.
Yeah, they certainly do, but what a great start for them. They got to go thank the guys on D.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there, second down. Back to throw. O'Connell.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down. Now right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
First down, New York.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
So it's Jets football as we get you reset here.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's first and 10 now. Here's O'Connell. He's got Johnson.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
But they'll come up now. This is second and long. O'Connell. It's caught by Ruckert.
And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50.
Let's not quibble about the game there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on third down, forcing the errant pass. Fourth down coming up. With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Giving to the big tight end on fourth. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
Now throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
This complete to Corley.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. Back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. He'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Now keep in mind, no overtime in the preseason, so without getting ahead of ourselves, we'll likely see a 2-point try should they get this in the end zone. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
Back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Well, it came down to the final play in such a close ballgame. What a game it was, but they can't get that last throw off. Good job by that defense to get in there for the sack to seal it.
And for fans watching the game, a little bit anticlimactic, don't you think, partner? Not even able to get off one last throw to see how it would have turned out. Instead, pass rush got to him and ended it that way.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Bears get the win at home as we say so long from Soldier Field.